Welcome back to the Australian Open 2012. We've got one more game on show court 3 and another Australian to do battle here, and this time it is Luke Saville and Ivo Minar from the Czech Republic, and that'll be coming up shortly. The lights taking full effect here at Rod Laver Arena. It's been a very long day as Adrian joins me in the commentary booth. How's it been out there, Adrian? You've survived the windy conditions.
I think I'm a little bit sunburnt actually on my nose. Someone just commented on that before, so Mum's not going to be happy.
That's okay.
So hopefully she's not listening. But do I look okay?
Look spot on.
Brilliant.
Absolutely fine.
No, it was a great day. The weather was unbelievable out there. I mean, I've watched a lot of tennis. I've played a lot of tennis, but it was incredibly difficult for the players out there today in every match. And even in the middle of the day, the wind was it was intense, but then it stopped throughout points, which is obviously very challenging for the players. So it's okay at the moment. There were a couple of little raindrops out there though at this stage, but I think we should be okay.
I feel like we've been banging on about it all day about the wind, but it has caused some of these players, especially the tall guys, a lot of trouble. I enjoyed your interview with Greg Jones. Great that he's got a wild card. That's a terrific story, isn't it?
Definitely. We commented he played throughout the playoffs, so a few weeks ago, and he made the semi-finals, and we felt that he was definitely a player that's been knocking on the door over the past couple of years. He's, I think, 4th ranked in Australia at the moment. So as I think one of the players are out here now, they're just surfacing. So there's Luke. But yeah, really, really happy for Greg. I think he's got the game to actually progress through at least one round. I think if he gets, a qualifier or a player perhaps not in the greatest of form, I reckon he can go a couple of rounds. He's got the big game, so I'm looking forward to seeing him in the main draw.
And what did you think of Peter Luchak's match?
Well, I didn't see a huge amount, but I'm not surprised that he got up, especially considering the conditions today. He's an experienced player. He's a bit of a grinder, and those sorts of players do enjoy the challenging conditions, the wind, and given this is his last campaign prior to the Australian Open, he's giving it everything. So I reckon he wants to surprise a couple of people and win the next 3 matches and then actually play in the main draw.
So you were mentioning the weather. I think the wind has died down a little bit, but gee, it's hard to believe we're in January. It's a chilly day in Melbourne, no doubt about that, as the players are coming out and greeting the umpire in the middle. What are your thoughts here, Luke Saville? You expecting a victory here?
Yeah, potentially. It's an interesting one. I mean, he made the final of the Australian Open Juniors last year. He played Jiri Veseli, who actually lost today in straight sets. So we spoke last year in commentary actually during that final about those two boys that obviously made the final. They were doing incredibly well, and it was a discussion about how they were going to progress into the senior ranks. So we're going to see it right here. So the toss of the coin.
Tails. Going to receive. Good there. 5 minutes, please, guys.
But I'm looking forward to it. He's a player that looks up to Leighton Hewitt, actually. So he's a bit of a battler as well. Hopefully he can... I mean, Leighton Hewitt hasn't been performing overly well recently. He's obviously a little bit older at this stage of his career, but we want to see Luke perhaps take the mantle from Leighton Hewitt and continue on with that success that Leighton's had for a very long time.
Can you tell us about this man's game and what we should be expecting?
Yeah, definitely. He doesn't have a huge game at this point. No massive weapons, so he'll be wanting to develop a weapon over time. He's quite consistent from the back of the court. Definitely a little bit of a grinder. So as I mentioned, he looks up to Leighton Hewitt and has done so for a long time. Even in that match at Wimbledon earlier this year. So he got up and he won the Wimbledon Junior Finals. Even in that match, it was a battle, and he fought it out. He loves the battle. He loves it. He'll probably enjoy some of these conditions out here as well when the wind pops up. The crowd not overwhelming at this point. It is late at night, so he's one player that really does enjoy playing in front of some hometown fans, but there aren't too many at this point.
This is one you can put on your resume, Adrian. The game on show court 3 at 8:30 on the Wednesday night of qualifying.
Exactly.
But looks good on the curriculum vitae.
For sure. But he'll want to prove a few people not necessarily wrong, but he'll want to take charge of this match, I think, in the next couple of matches and make his own way into the main draw of the Australian Open.
Now, I've asked everybody today, so you're not going to get away with it. What are your tips for the Open?
Well, it's very difficult to go past Novak Djokovic. I'm certainly not putting myself out there when I say that. But he is an incredible athlete at the moment. He's got a bit of everything. Both sides, forehand, backhand, incredibly strong, technically sound. And the way he moves on the court is probably up there with the best of them, if not him. He's actually leading the pack with his movement out there. And that is what can create a bit of differentiation between some of the other players. He really has everything. There was a question mark over his, I guess, mental capacity maybe a few years ago in the heat at Melbourne. He struggled a little bit, but that has been left well behind. So Novak, if he's not injured and not unwell at any point during the tournament, for me, he definitely has it. For the women, I guess it's an interesting one. It's quite open with the women, as it has been for a little while. Kvitova has been playing well recently. She's got some strong power. Serena Williams, depending on her injury, I mean, if she's fully fit, then there aren't many players out there that can take her. Sam Stosur, I think she can definitely win. Her main struggle is early on in the tournament, so if she can advance past the first couple of rounds, I think she'll relax, enjoy it a little bit more. So if she can get to the third round, I'd be pretty confident that she can really get deep into the tournament.
Yeah, I think the Australians have been interesting to watch over the last 48 hours. Matt was stiff with Baghdadis today in Sydney to go down in that tiebreaker in the third set.
I know. He's actually surprised me a little bit. People have spoken about Matt Ebden. He was ranked in the 90s last year, and that kind of came out of some sort of surprise to a few people. But he's played incredibly well. He nearly took Baghdadis. I mean, he'll be disappointed with that match. He had it within his grasp, and he's actually surprised me, pleasantly surprised, because he's a great guy. I actually interviewed him at the Newcomb Medal. Really down-to-earth sort of guy, very focused as well. So I think he can probably do something over the next couple of years.
Yeah, sure. And Hewitt, did you get a chance to see him at all? What were your thoughts there?
A little bit. I mean, he's clearly just battling at the moment. He's probably battling a little
just
bit.
Just niggles and...
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and that comes with, his age, I suppose. He did have an interesting comment the other day that I read where he said he was probably the most dangerous of the unseeded players going into the Australian Open. He felt as though he was the most dangerous, so he's never been shy of the odd comment. I'm not sure I necessarily agree with him. I'd love to see him get through, and again, similar to Sam Stosur, if he can progress through a few of the early rounds and get to, maybe the quarters, anything can happen. But there are a few guys, Djokovic, Federer, and Nadal, Murray, who are definitely at least one step above him at this point.
No, well, we've enjoyed your work today, Adrian.
Has
Franklin.
it been okay? I mean, be honest. Be honest with me.
It's been absolutely fine. Just lounging in those chairs out there, just having a great time, just watching sport, getting paid for it. I mean, how can you complain?
True. No, it's a lot of fun. And in particular, talking to someone like James Duckworth today, it's really enjoyable.
That was great.
Yeah. I mean, he's just such a down-to-earth guy. 19 years of age, you wouldn't know it. He's a mountain out on the court. He's an absolute monster. We watched him during the playoffs as well. I'm really looking forward to seeing how he goes. I reckon he can make it through a few rounds of the Australian Open.
And what about Tomic?
Well, he's certainly an interesting character. Incredible talent. He can do anything. There's no doubt that he can go to, number one in the world in the next sort of 3 to 5 years. There's absolutely, I mean, he has surprised so many people. In terms of the Australian Open, which is obviously the Grand Slam coming up next week, I mean, he can do anything. He made the quarterfinals of Wimbledon. Did anyone think that would have occurred? Not at all.
And that's the significance of this event here. He made the quarterfinals from Wimbledon from qualifying beforehand.
Yep.
So anything can happen, and this is why we're doing this, because anything could happen, and this qualifying round is very important. We've still got another 3 days of it to go.
Well, it's a good point you make as well, because it's a whole different perspective having to qualify and win those 3 matches. There are 2 sides of it. You've got some great matches under your belt, so you can go into the main draw if you actually progress through with, in form, which is what players are looking for. The other side is you don't want to be fatigued going into round 1, and you don't want to play the Grand Slam before you get there. Bernard Tomic's a great example of that not happening at Wimbledon. He made the quarterfinals, so it depends. I think it depends on your fitness. As Luke Saville comes out now to serve. And something that he does have is fitness. He's got no issues.
I was just
at all
going to say that. I mean, the Czech lad has come out in pants, which was tough to give us an idea of his fitness. But Luke is looking in good form. There's some matches in progress for you. There's 12 courts in operation today, and they're still going. So we'll try and pick the eyes out of those and give you a bit of an idea of their progress. But let's have a look at Luke in action.
Love 15.
It will be interesting. Tennis is an odd game. It does take a while to really get used to the conditions. It'll take these boys a few games. I mean, they wouldn't have thought coming into today that they would be playing at this time of night. So that's going to take a little while for them.
Love 30.
It's almost a little bit eerie out here, actually. Circle 3. It's late at night and the boys are out there. I want people to come down and have a bit of a look if anyone's around. You know, free entry.
It is.
Still.
It is.
15, 30.
We're not talking about battlers at the local tennis courts here, are we?
We are certainly not talking about battlers. Luke Saville, you're looking at him on screen. He's up and coming. You've got to keep your eye out for this boy over the next few years.
We were waxing lyrical about the Australian Open before, but to give you a biography for Luke, he was awarded the Burr Medal for the best male player in South Australia, and he also won the Don Turnbull Trophy for the state's best under-18 player, so he already built up an interesting resume for ending his teen years. He's also a member of the 2009 Australian Junior Davis Cup team.
So as I mentioned, it will take a little bit of time for both players to just settle in. Luke's just hit that unforced error there. Double fault in this game as well, so he sits at 30-40.
Yes.
It's interesting you mentioned the Davis Cup team that he was a part of. Luke's one of a number of young Aussie players that are coming through, similar to James Duckworth, Matt Ebden, these boys who really are flying the flag for Australia, and they have an affinity with the past and the history that comes with Davis Cup. That's something that Luke really holds close to himself, and I'm sure he'd love to be a part of the Davis Cup team for the next 10 years. As that one just goes long, looks like Minar would like to move to the net. He's done that twice already this game. So both players are going to be just sussing out each other's strengths and weaknesses as well. Mentioned Luke doesn't have a real strength on either side necessarily. Very solid player, gutsy. No huge weapon at this point to speak of though.
Deuce.
And the wind just taking that out to the side there, so we're back at deuce.
He's not your average-looking 17-year-old, is he? He's a fit-looking young man from Adelaide, turned pro in 2008.
And that's very well done. It's exactly what you want to do when you've got that short ball. All coaches around the world will tell you you've got to move straight up to the net. Take your opportunity while it's there. He's a competent volleyer as well. He's quite strong at the net, so hopefully we'll see him push up there regularly throughout this match.
Bit of luck. Sometimes you just need a little bit of luck. It's crept over the net and has forced the check into an error. Luke Saville takes the first game of the match here. It's now time to go around the grounds and have a look at what's happening out on courts 4 through to 15. And what have you been able to make of a few of those? I noticed there a couple of seeds going okay.
Yeah, we've got a couple of Aussies out there as well. So young James Lemke, 6'4" in the first, and he's down 2-1 this one. Maverick Baines unfortunately went down. He's another young Australian. Just mentioning Maverick Baines, he actually hit up with Novak Djokovic earlier this week with another young Aussie, Andrew Harris. So Mav's only 19, Andrew Harris is only 17. They both a bit of a highlight of their career. And a huge first serve straight down the middle. Bit of speed there as well for Minar. And that's exactly what I mentioned before. That's what you want. Great return, incredible depth, and he sees that. That's his intelligence out on the court, coming to the fore, straight to the net, and again, a really strong volley. That's what you want to see from the young boys. That's a tough shot too. Double-handed backhand straight down the line. Highest part of the net. And that cleared by no more than 5 centimetres, I reckon. All or nothing.
It wasn't a bad rally in the end. A super return, had the check off the ropes early on in that one. I always get the impression with the Czechs that they do bat above their weight as a sporting country. Ice hockey is one of their great sports in the Czech Republic.
Yeah, you know.
He'll be frustrated with that one.
One game on.
It was right in the hitting zone, that backhand. So we now sit at 1 game apiece.
We'll have streaming of the qualifying right throughout the next few days, including the draw on Friday. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, well, it's all important for some of these guys, especially some of the young Aussies who have got their wild cards. And another strong volley. So a little bit of a trend here. I think Luke's gaining confidence as he moves forward to the net. That's 3 that he's hit for winners already. Really strong, just punching the ball, meeting it right out in front. And well played by Minar. So that's two strong double-handed backhands he's gone with down the line. So it looks like that's a stronger shot for him. Both players just settling into the match, working each other out. It's a good rally. So Luke looks like he's really getting involved here. A couple of big forehands there. He's warming up for the occasion. It's tricky for these players. It's very good experience for someone like Luke to come out 8:30. It's an important match for him, but it is quite eerie because there's no one around, so it's going to take a lot of focus for him. It's a winnable match for him. It's very good experience, especially with these conditions. It's full concentration that's required. As the wind definitely just picks up the trees behind the court. Swaying aggressively.
It's a wild one.
40-18.
Slowly picking up a little bit of a trend. It's still early on, but it seems like Luke is very comfortable from the back of the court against Minar. As soon as you get comfortable, that's when the confidence comes. He's a confidence player as well. And there you have it. Ace out wide, and he moves forward to 2-1.
Let's have a look at what we've got tomorrow, and we've got the women's draw about to appear on your screens, and also the men continue. Matt Reed, an Australian there, Andrew Harris, and then we've got the ladies after that.
Yeah, well, a couple of interesting matches. Andrew Harris, he's a 17-year-old from Australia, and he actually partnered up with Maverick Baines to hit against Novak Djokovic earlier this week. So he's already had a huge highlight. Matt Reed, another young Australian. Big match between the girls. So they start tomorrow. Laura Robson, she's the big hope from England. So she arrived actually a week or so ago. I've seen her floating around. She's been in the gym quite a bit against Melanie Udon. So she has also been playing very well. Arina Rodionova from Australia.
Oh, beautifully done.
Thank you. I thought I'd just put that out there. And Sally Pearce, another Australian. So she'll be looking to take some really intriguing matches there tomorrow, actually. I'm looking forward to that.
Streaming commencing at 9:45 tomorrow.
Yeah, good aggressive play there by Minar. So Sally Pearce has been around for a few years now, still young. It's getting close to the point where she really wants to start advancing through the rankings, getting a few good results. So Sally will be very keen to pick up a win tomorrow.
Pretty tight, that one.
Yeah. It's good to see, though. It is good to see him moving forward like that and being aggressive. That's the sort of stuff you need to do. He knows that. He knows that's the right shot to go for.
40 love.
So a few relatively easy points for Minar in this game. Sits at 40 love. We want to close this one out and get it back to level pegging. Bit of a contrast in fashion statements out there. We've got the lime green, if you like. I guess that's a bit of lime, isn't it?
I'd say so.
Yeah. The black shorts and black socks. I'm a fan of the black socks.
Okay, Minar.
And strong play there from Minar, so
2 games all.
brings it back to 2 games apiece. Luke Saville looking, you know, pretty solid in it's, I guess you could say, Wimbledon white, perhaps. Full white kit.
Yeah, the club's colours, as they'd say in horse racing terms, the all white.
Pretty understated, isn't it?
I can't dig the black socks though.
You're not, okay.
You're kidding.
15 love.
Any reason for that?
Well, yeah, the white shoes are a bit of an issue.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't mention the shoes.
I can't believe we're talking about this, but...
Oh, cracking forehand. That's what he wants. He's opening up a bit on his forehand, Luke Saville. Probably more of a strength than the backhand. There you go. The black socks and the old white shoes. Okay. I think it's important to talk about these things, though. I mean, fashion, tennis is an all-encompassing game. It's not just the forehand, the backhand, serve and the volleys. You've got to go all out. We've got Rafa Nadal, Maria Sharapova, Ivo Minar. Perhaps not.
I just want to know if B. McAvaney is going to discuss this next week on Channel 7, or are we just kidding ourselves?
Oh, absolutely. No doubt Brucey will. He was down at Fed Square yesterday for the launch of the Amy Kooyong Classic. No, I've got no doubt Bruce will be up and about. It's very important. Serena Williams.
A little bit of rain around here. We just saw the umpire checking the lines. Hope you have a date on tonight.
40 love.
So Luke's going with the understated white socks and white shoes. We can probably get off the footwork, the attire, I reckon.
Yeah, Saville.
Cracker of a serve. Straight down the middle.
Saville
And he moves forward to 3 games to 2. So we're sitting on serve. If you picked up any sort of trends at this stage, not in clothing, in the tennis, for the first 5 games,
Yeah, well, I think people should tweet us. If they like the outfits or dislike them, just tweet us and tell us we're kidding or whatever you want to do, and do it soon, and we'll announce them after this break.
Ready, play. At the biggest sport and entertainment event of the Australian summer. Australian Open 2012. Book at Ticketek now.
So welcome back to Melbourne Park. And the check serving here at the MCG end of the arena.
I like that. The MCG arena. I thought you were mistaken and you thought we were at the G for a sec, but I like that a lot actually. MCGN.
I copied it off Mark Tillman, so I can't claim it.
Okay. Full credit to Mark. Well done today too. Did very well. So Minar not giving away much, really. He's certainly not an emotional guy out on the court. Hopefully we pick up something from him as we progress.
That
is a good serve.
Right up the tee, that one. A little bit of pace on it, around the 185 clicks. And he is making his way smoothly through this game.
He won't be happy with that. He went for the defensive lob. He practiced them as a kid, those ones. You just want to get it up and deep, so it allows you time to get back in the court, but he over-finessed a little bit. And that's dropped in.
I think that was thanks to Mother Nature again there. That's a good shot. That was a good game from the Czech.
3 games all.
And we're back to all square. 3 games all under the lights here on Show Court 3. Don't forget, this is your one-stop location for everything Australian Open. Live scores, news, photos, statistics and draws, AustralianOpen.com. The IBM Slam Tracker as well, with live scores and real-time statistics and a deeper insight into your favourite player's best strategy for success. You're in the right place, AustralianOpen.com.
No, Minar advanced to the net, but he went straight back to Saville, and he was in trouble from that point. Great work. Fist pump up to the entourage. That's what I mean. He's up and about, Luke Saville. He loves the crowd, loves getting them involved. That was textbook stuff. Serve, get to the net, bang, finish it off.
He's got quite deft touch around the net, the Czech. He looks quite confident when he gets closer to the net.
He does. I think both boys have almost going at 100% when they get to the net. They're just knocking those ones off very comfortably.
Thank you.
And quite heavy rain falling now. It's actually starting to pelt down during the middle of the point. And they'll be coming in, no fear. So umpire announcing that play is suspended at 3 games all and 30-15 with Luke Saville serving at the moment, and this is quite a heavy downpour which has just hit us all of a sudden.
That came out of nowhere, didn't it?
It did.
Did we? What was happening with the Bureau of Meteorology? Our link straight through, just disconnected.
No, they've barred us. It's too late in the night for them. we'll have a look at some stats in a moment, but as you can see, they haven't messed about the players that are even straight off the court now. So we have a further delay. I think this is about the 5th delay we've had today. There's some shots better illustrating what we've got now. And I think the forecast tomorrow is for around 21 degrees and showers, so we could be in for similar weather. But currently we're all square, and if anything, Saville's just got his nose in front as we have a look at some of these stats from early on. And it's obviously early days. We're only about 25 minutes into the match, but at the points won at the net, both players are quite competent in that area. We've discussed that, and first serve percentages are okay. Probably could be a little bit better, but overall nothing really standing out at this stage.
Yeah, no major trends there, apart from the fact that Luke Saville's going at 83% for net points won. So if he could see them, he may speak to his coach during this break, and he'd be very confident to say, just keep advancing to the net. You are knocking them off 83% of the time. But nothing else really stands out there. We are 3 game piece and 30 all, so you'd think that nothing should really be standing out.
So just reiterating from earlier today, the men's qualifying singles first round, Faruk Dustov from Uzbekistan defeated John Patrick Smith from Australia. That was a good game. Went for about 2.5 hours. Was a 3-setter. But Dustov, the man from Uzbekistan, big fellow, took that one out. Peter Luchak defeated Dominic Meffert there. That was a good performance from Peter in a 2-setter. And John Millman, he fought hard. He's a fighter, but he was defeated in the end by Pospisil, the Canadian man, 9th seed, and just going down there in a 3-setter. And now we have Luke Saville and also Ivo Minar. They're locked up at the moment at 3 games all, and it's 30-15 with Luke serving, and a rain delay, and the umpire and the players straight off the court, no messing about. It did start raining pretty heavily during the middle of the point as well.
It did. I think you did very well throughout that point with your commentary, your update, because it absolutely poured, and the point was still going. That's very unusual.
Doesn't happen very often.
No.
No, not at all.
But you did super well.
We're doing our best here. Quite late on show court 3 at the Australian Open. Qualifying day 1. We've got 3 more days of this to go. Hope you're enjoying it. We're going to take a break.
Ready, play. At the biggest sport and entertainment event of the Australian summer. Australian Open 2012. Book at Ticketek now.
With MLC Tennis Hotshots, kids are ready for tennis as soon as they can swing a racket. With modified balls, courts and rackets to make things easy, they'll serve, rally and score right away. Visit tennis.com.au today.
Welcome back, and here we are on show court 3, and was that our colleague in the background there, Brady Phillips, just doing his best. He'll be on camera shortly. Now, I wanted to ask you something. We were discussing it briefly before, changing ends. These are the little movies made by just tennis fans.
Absolutely.
And it's a competition. It's a great idea.
It is, definitely. I mean, it's part of the Australian Open. It's a huge event. It's not just the tennis you can come and watch. You can actually produce a film. And there's a $5,000 cash prize up for grabs. Not bad at all. And I think there's a theme for this year's Changing Ends Film Festival, and that is tennis essence. So we're trying to find the essence of the Australian Open. So
Black socks,
well, go on. Yes.
possibly.
Not, you wouldn't do that though.
I wouldn't be
No,
in it.
no,
But
not at
apparently,
all.
are you in one of these, or there's some rumour, dirty rumour going around you're in something?
Yeah, I was a little bit reluctant to talk about this one. I think we're going to throw to a little grab.
You're
of
in
the yeah, potentially, yeah.
Let's
Sorry
go.
about
Let's have
this,
a look.
guys.
Let's have a look. I want to see this.
5 drops of essence of Rafa.
Ah, yes, I can smell his feet.
6 drops of essence of Roger.
So suave, so clean, so neat.
Please add some Hewitt passion.
And next an AO cap.
Sun sweat and 8 bronzed Aussies.
Some jocks belonging to Pat.
Pass the spoon, it's time to beat.
Pass the Heineken for a little treat.
Past the crowd in Garden Square.
Here you go.
Is that a hair?
This is the essence of tennis.
We share it with our chums.
This is the way we mix it. This is our summer of fun.
5 drops of essence of Rafa.
6 drops of Federer's charm.
8 drops of Kimmy and Wazzy.
10 drops of Serena's arm.
This is the essence of tennis. This is the taste of our blue.
This is the way we mix it. We've done it all for you.
So does that go in the competition, or that was excellent?
Oh, I was very happy that we couldn't hear audio of that, actually. That was brilliant. So you saw the pictures.
We couldn't. They can.
Yeah, I know.
But
Yeah.
Craig Willis, goodness me,
Yep.
he'll do anything for a gig.
That's
bless
right.
him.
What about on the could we get some of the listeners out there to comment on the Twitter account, perhaps?
absolutely.
I mean, I'm probably opening myself up for an absolute barrage right now, but let's open it up. Twitter, yeah, we had some Uzbekistan fans. I'm not sure what the time is over there at this point, but how did you feel about that clip? Not great. Not great at
It
all.
reminded me of Gabriel Gatte doing his Tour de France cooking segment before each leg.
Yes.
A
Yep.
bit of a tennis flavour. No, I don't mind it. So we've got Craig Tiley, an ATP WTA player and a film industry professional, are going to look at all of these, and away you go.
Yeah, absolutely. Get involved, guys. We've got a lot of young, budding filmmakers out there in Melbourne. $5,000 cash prize. When does the date? When do we finish off? Entries closed January 9.
They've already closed.
They've closed,
But the
so
winner will be announced and played on the big screen. Here at
Absolutely.
the Australian Open all the way through. So
There you go.
$5,000 cash prize, runners-up receiving $500. Let's have a look at what's happening here on Show Court 3, and unfortunately we can report not a lot. Have a look at that.
That's rain.
It's teeming down, and we haven't heard a lot from tournament control at the moment, but there's probably a rough hope that these boys won't make it back onto the court tonight. So let's have a look at
whose
tomorrow.
hope was that, sorry?
No, I'm not hoping at all.
No,
I'm
not at
quite
all. We
happy
want to
here
stick
at the
around.
moment.
Tomorrow's draw. Spoke about it before a little bit. So, as we mentioned, Andrew Harris, he's a 17-year-old Aussie. So that's a huge game for him to be playing against none other than Molchanov. So we'll see how that goes. Matt Reid, we saw him earlier today. David Bidmead actually is quite close with Matt Reid, so maybe we can get some interesting comments from him tomorrow. Laura Robson and Melanie Udan. That's probably the biggest match tomorrow. That's huge. Laura Robson, she's the hope for English women's tennis. She's obviously Andy Murray is up and about, doing extremely well, but she is the next big thing on the women's side. Arina Rodionova. Sorry to do that again to you guys. She's an Australian. Hasn't been in great form recently, but she'll want to come out and have a good performance. Hopefully the sun's out and we get some people down here tomorrow to cheer on some of these Australians. And we've got the final match there. Sally Peers, another Australian, against Alexandra Panova. So Sally hasn't been in sensational form of recent times, but she plays a lot down at Melbourne Park throughout the year, and she will have a lot of family, a lot of friends, some of her coaches here, and I dare say she'll want to perform very well and progress through to that next round.
So at this stage, things are looking a little bit dire at this stage. It is continuing to rain at this point, but also a reminder that every Australian Open special, but in the men's category this year it's even more special. It's the 100th version.
Well, obviously I'm only 30 years old, so I can't go back 80 years, but you know, I do obviously remember sort of Edberg and, you know, Becker and Sampras and Agassi, sort of my heroes.
So looking forward to this year's Open, the 100th version. What about the vault? I love the vault. You can get on that on the Australian Open website. And the way things are going, we might even be showing you a bit of Roddick and Elanawi in super slow-mo. Because I don't think we're going to have much play in the next half an hour or so. It's looking, I think we're the only two people here.
Not at all. What about the entertainment? Grand Slam Oval.
Fire away, Adrian. For
the Australian Open. It's huge, Grand Slam Oval. It gets bigger and better every single year. And we do have the Heineken Live stage out there as we see the court. It's still raining out there, guys. It is still raining, so we'll keep you updated with what we're going to do. But as I mentioned, the Heineken Live stage, we've got plenty of bands out there every day from the first Monday, 16th of January, all the way through to the final Sunday. We've got bands. Tim Friedman will be there on the 16th. We've got Mark Seymour and band on the Wednesday. Blue Juice, Saturday the 21st of January. They are up and about, Blue Juice. Josh Pike, Monday the 23rd of Jan. He's also a bit of a folk performer. Old Josh, I listened to a little bit of his stuff actually, so a bit of a fan. We've got an acoustic performance by Eskimo Joe on Friday, January 27. And then we get into the big guns. Washington on Saturday, January the 28th. She has done incredibly well. She was at the ARIA Awards and she was nominated for best single there. I don't think she got it in the end, but still, fine performer. And then we finish off Sunday, January 29, with Jimmy Barnes and band. Up and about.
I can see there's also an age discrepancy in the two commentators here because you've missed one of the great ones there. You've missed Daryl Braithwaite now.
Oh, yeah.
He is terrific. I'm not quite like one of my other co-commentators here who can remember how's that. I caught you out, how's that. But I tell you what, he's one of the greats, Daryl Braithwaite. I love him.
Yep. Yeah, he's not bad. I probably wouldn't follow up with one of the greats, to be fair.
Oh,
what's his main song? What's his main song?
He had One Summer, The Horses.
Oh, that's it. Come on. Let's move on. Let's move on from the Horses.
But I agree with you with Eskimo Joe.
Yeah.
Love them.
No, it's good. And we're going to go up to the women's contenders.
Such a great fan base in Australia. It's my favorite slam to play. It's going to be amazing.
Let me say what was written in the message. First of all, it said she looks really grumpy and her boobs are bigger.
Oh my goodness! Well, that's the end of my TV career. Thank you very much.
It's a nice way to start the year, and where better place than Australia. I love competing there and obviously have great memories from Aussie Open in '08 when I reached the final, and it was very, very nice memory, and I really hope I can get there again.
Two things. Can you see with the yellow t-shirt? This is my husband. I make a lot of jokes for him. Doesn't matter you are fat or skinny, handsome or ugly. I always follow you, always love you. You know, he understands what I'm talking about. He always support me, and yeah, thanks for him always traveling with me also.
It's a fantastic tournament and a fantastic city to be in, and I do a lot of my off-season preparation there, so it feels like home to me, and I will do again this year as well.
Being an Australian playing there, you know, I've loved every time I've got to play there, and now, you know, having played there a few times, I'm lucky enough to play in Rod Laver Arena quite a few times, and that feeling walking out there is, you know, second to none.
Well, welcome back to Show Court 3, and news has just come through, and Adrian Franklin, not really surprising that the rest of the night's been called off this last game. That rain has been continuous, and we're getting pretty late on. So this game will be now played tomorrow, and this is the schedule for tomorrow. And we've already had a look at that. You mentioned that game in the middle there, Laura Robson, Melanie O'Dan, be the one to watch.
Well, it's a good one for the crowd to get down to as well. I think 21 degrees, a little bit of sun out. Get down here, free entry, warm up to the Australian Open. Some of these players, they're going to be the players to look forward to in the next few years. So Luke Saville, we've just received information he's going to be second on Show Court 3.
On this court, so that'll be good. We'll get another chance to have a look at Luke, and hopefully we'll have you in the broadcast box as well.
Oh, thank you. Very
good
nice.
on you. Adrian Franklin's done a terrific job with David Bidmead as well, and Bretty Phillips, my co-commentator, and we look forward to joining you tomorrow at 9:45 live streaming on AustralianOpen.com. It's been fun the first day, and plenty of great action to come. Hope you enjoyed the coverage. Good night from Melbourne Park.